Have you done virtual crop sketch number 4 for October yet? I mix. Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Maggie and I are excited to share with you the 8x8s that I did for Virtual Crop sketch number 4 for the October Virtual Crop. And again, this is one that will be a little, where are you going? Are you going to get on my table? It'll be a little redacted, sort of, because of the fact that my little friend's photos are going to go on this, but I hope it's one that you will enjoy, and I think it turns out really cute. So let's check out my workspace and we'll get started. Oh, and don't forget, we are doing my virtual Croptoberfest on November 1st, which is next Saturday. So I would love it if you would join me for that. There's still, because it's a virtual event, we can take as many people as possible. There's lots of people who said they were interested, but I've only had a couple register. So hopefully if you are able to join us, you will do that. I would love to have a few more. And if we get enough, then we can actually do a fun raffle. We're going to do a punch auction. So if you're curious about that, then in the Facebook page that is created for that, there will be a list of all the punches that will be auctioned for that fun portion of the event. And there'll be 4 classes that I'm going to teach, and it should be a lot of fun. And the classes will be recorded. So if you have to duck out for a period of time on that Saturday, not to worry. You will, like the star today, Max, you will get an opportunity to do that at your leisure. So yeah, I hope that you'll join us. Let's check out my workspace and we'll get started on this virtual crop project. All right, so this is my workspace for today, and I mentioned last time that I would share with you some of the pages that I've already done for this album. This is the title page. It's not completed yet, but it will be shortly. I happened to have a circle that had been cut out of something so that I could use the circle frame. And so I had this 1-inch circle that I didn't know what to do with. So I took it and I cut it into 4 pieces, and I layered those pieces from corner to corner on top of each other all the way around to get this design. And I put it on top of, I don't know if you remember these, but long time ago, CM had these some of them were stickers and some of them were paper, but they came in a roll, and there were like 4 different ones. This one is a sticker. You can see it's got a poinsettia kind of cut into it. Anyway, some of them were rolls and some of them were paper. The paper ones are double-sided. Some of them were stickers. They all came in these rolls like this, like curling ribbon, right? And I discovered them the other day and thought to myself, I should use those. There's no reason why those should be still hanging out in my drawer. I should have used them a long time ago. So I decided to use a bunch of them up. And so these first few pages in this book are mainly this. And so that's why I didn't create a video for it, because it was just simply layering these paper ribbons, which are, again, they're old. So unless you have them in your stash, you can't get them now. But you could cut pieces and layer your ribbons on there if you wanted to. So that's all that is. And then I used some of the outdoor papers to just do squares in the center, and then the stickers, I layered the stickers, which are losing their stick, but I just used some repositionable adhesive to layer the stickers on top. and added an embellishment or two to those. And then this one is a border from the Rollin' Right Along from the Growing Up series from last year, and an additional border. There was a border page that I got this off of, so I just cut the border, added the border, and really that's all it needed. I might add an embellishment or something down here with the journaling when I get that far. Again, this is a one of the paper roll pieces, and then the stickers that came in addition, but the same way, I just added across the top of that paper because this was January. It was cold, but we were outside and it was just starting to green up, so that's why I did it that way. This is them just playing together. They have so much fun just playing together, and they're not, bugging, like wrestling each other necessarily, but just loves, and she just looks up to him so much. It's so neat to see. And so I used some more of those ribbons and just layered them to make a really nice wide border down here at the bottom. And then this one you just saw in the video that we did just recently. Or no, I beg your pardon. This is the first one that I did. This is the one you saw in the video the other day. And today we are, I forgot to show you this one. So just in case you think that all I do with them is let them roll around on the carpet and play on their slide or go in the backyard. This is Isabel reading what at the time was her absolute favorite book, which is A Very Hungry Caterpillar, for those of you who don't have little ones around right now. Eric Carle was one of my mother's favorite authors. She was a kindergarten teacher for many years, and so we love Eric Carle's books, and especially the board books for just getting started. And this is a picture of her sitting on top of Maggie's dog food container. She climbed up there all by herself. She rolled it over to the carpet so it would be stable and not slipping around on the tile, because normally it's over by the window over there. And she climbed up on top of it and made a little seat. I just thought it was the cutest thing. So, of course, we had to take a picture. And this is Virtual Crop layout number two that I turned into a double page spread, and kind of made some adjustments for the paper that I still had available from that pack from Noteworthy. So you can see I have Noteworthy out again today, but we're going to work on a double page spread that I'm using in this 8x8 album. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Today we are going to do Virtual Crop number 4 for October. Virtual Crop sketch number 4, and Noreen created this one, but I'm going to turn it into a 2-page 8x8, and we're going to, of course, have to adjust these photos over here because she's got 6 4x4 photos on this side, and that's not going to fly in an 8x8. So I have adjusted that to 2 4x4 photos, and that will fill up about the same amount of space, roughly. And we're going to use our custom cutting system, the largest circle, not the jumbo circle, but the largest of the 3 circles, and the blue blade so that we can make that circle as big as possible to do this side. Okay, so let's get started. And first we're going to cut some paper. So let me move my base sheets and my photos so that we can make sure that they are good to go and out of the way. There's another base sheet. Okay, so first off, I want to use this paper right here for my circle on this side. And I'm going to use an 8x8 version, but this is the 12x12 version. You can see the difference in the pattern. They basically just shrunk this down so that it would be 8x8 size. You can see the square blocks are quite a bit smaller. So if you like the 12x12, the size of the blocks that they used on here, then you'll want to cut down a 12x12 rather than using the 8x8 size piece of paper. I just thought that was interesting and I should show you. Plus, I think I'm going to need a little bit of extra of this, so I just pulled it out so it would be handy for us. All right, I'm going to use these two papers from the Noteworthy 8x8 collection. First, let's get this circle out of the way. So we're going to use the blue blade and the biggest circle, like I mentioned before. We're going to need to center that circle the best we can. So let's use, I'm going to use my mat here, and I'm going to use a main line on my grid to find the center. So I should have 4 inches on either side of that main line, and that'll help me center my paper on my grid. Okay, and then I don't know if you know it or not, but if you flip over your CCS pattern, your custom cutting system pattern, there are these little pads on the back that you can see, and there's like a dot kind of in the middle of most of them. Looks like I have a couple that don't have it, which is strange, but most of them have a little dot right in the middle of that center channel. Okay, so that can be a good way, a good visual for lining up your pattern. So this is going to be my center line on this side, and it's almost in line with this blue line here. I'm going to use that dot there and this dot here to center my circle as good as I can. And then I'm just going to do kind of a visual check just to see if it looks centered, because sometimes we think we've got it lined up and we've identified ways that we can line up our circle or whatever our shape is, and then we think, oh yeah, it's good on whatever my reference points are, but then if you actually look at it, it's really not. So fortunately, this one looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to go in the outside edge, and we're going to use our blue blade so we get as far to the outside as we can, the biggest circle that we can. And if I had wanted a bigger circle, I could have used the CM circle cutter. But I think this one's going to be just fine, and it allows me to keep as much of that pattern as I can around the edge. So now I've got a nice circle I can use another time. All right, so that is done. We'll put that off to the side over there, and we're going to use this on that right hand page, and we're going to cut some 3/4 inch borders is what they've used. I think I'm going to cut mine down to 1/2 inch. We're going to just do 1/2 inch pieces. There's no directionality to this paper. It's just a nice print. So I'm going to cut this at 1/2 inch. I'm going to cut 2 of them at 1/2 inch so that we can flip one of them over. Okay, then I'm going to cut 2 more just like that so we can use them on the right side, or left side, sorry, the left side of the layout. And they will be just like the ones on the right. Okay, so there's our 2 for that side. Then I need, here's where I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to need, because they've got paper that goes all the way to the edge that matches the one that we used for the circle. And because I'm not sure of the spacing, I am going to, I believe these two strips are meant to be on this right-hand side of the layout, okay? So these two strips go with this, and we are going to punch something here in just a second. But on this side, I have 4 inches that takes up half my page, and then I have what amounts to 1 more inch, and then I have the rest of this side that needs some help, okay? So we are going to cut, just doing the math there really quickly in my head. If we have a 4-inch photo, we've got 1 inch of the border, so I just cut. That makes 5. That gives me 3 inches left. And I'm going to be putting a border, punching a border to go on the top. So I need 3 inches of this paper to go on underneath that punched border. So we'll cut 3 inches of this. So it is not the same, but it is similar enough that I'm going to be good with that. And we're going to trim it at 8 inches. And that will go on this side. Now, where I want to punch a design, and I decided, since some of these photos again are using the slide, that it would be fun to use the playground punch. And so we're going to use the playground punch to decorate that. But what color to use is the question of the hour. I think I'm going to use white, actually. So let me grab a piece of white. Actually, I'm going to use Stardust. I think that would be nice. Let's use Stardust. All right. Now we need 2 of these, so I'm going to just go ahead and punch 2 of these real quick. And if you're not familiar with the CM border punches, you can look through my videos under the tool tips, and there will be videos there that'll explain all the ins and outs of using these fun CM punches. They're much like some other punches that you might find, but I don't know of any of those other punches that have the pattern on the wing like this, which enable you to do this super quick. There might be some out there that do, and I just haven't seen them. Playground punch is super cute. I don't know if it's still available, but if it is, I will have that information in the description of the video, so there'll be a link for it. All right, so I'm going to cut this off at 8 inches because that's all I need is 8 inches. So I'm going to grab my precision point scissors and just go ahead and cut it manually. I could use my trimmer, but sometimes I feel like it's just easier to just do it this way. All right. We'll save these. You never know. We might need them. All the sliding my little friends do. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to grab my This is the right-hand side of the page. We'll address the left-hand side of the page in a minute. But for right now, let's do the right-hand side. And I'm just going to put adhesive all along the edge. Not all along the edge, but along portions of the edge. And then a couple around the center of the circle. And then this piece is going to go right on the center of my page. Notice that it's a little bit smaller than the base page that comes in the page. You can now see a little bit of white all the way around. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right, let's do, should we do that or should we do that? I think I like the darker next to the punch. So we're going to add the light one along this side of our layout first. Then we're going to put the dark one next to it. Like that. And we're going to add to this. Now it's not going to show up as well on this right side because white background and almost white punch, but that's okay. It'll show up better on the other side, and maybe we'll put a photo underneath this center part so that those pieces pop a little bit better, because you really can't see them at all where they are. Okay. These are gonna go over here. These are gonna go over here. Okay, so to start this one off, I'm gonna go ahead and put my photos on. This is such a cute photo of Isabel and I. I wish that I could show you her face. But for her safety, I have chosen to block out her face and Riker's face. All right, then we're going to go with, again, the lighter of the two patterns next to the photos. And then the darker. And then we're going to do our block pattern. This one's going to go right up next to that. A little teeny bit hanging off, but all of these edges match, so I don't know. I don't know how I did that. All right, then we're going to add our playground on top of our blocks, just like that, okay? So that page is now essentially done. It needs a few, couple of little embellishments or something. I think we need to probably matte these photos, and I'm thinking that maybe matting them using the same blue that we did the other day would be good. And I don't still have any out, so let me grab another sheet of that. So I'm going to mount my photos onto my cardstock first and then trim them off, and then we will arrange these on the page. And I'm not going to give them a huge frame because we don't need a huge frame. Now, if you're wondering to yourself why I have all these pictures of kids that are not my own actual grandbabies, their parents and my Emily are good friends. And when the oldest was, I'm going to turn this, when the oldest was 4 months old, their mom was working not very far from where we live and anxious about leaving him, as you can imagine. She wasn't very happy with wherever he was at the time, and they asked if I would be interested or willing to keep him so that she could run over and nurse if necessary, or, she'd be close by if he needed her. And so I started watching him, and they've become like my substitute grandbabies. They're just the coolest. And one day I'll have my own grandbabies too. But for now, I love that they share them with me. So I do these books for their parents to show, so that they have something kind of as a record of them growing up. And since they're here on a regular basis, or they have been so far, makes it easy for me to get pictures of their gradual changes as they grow. Because they're here every week or two to be able to do that. Okay, so we're going to add, let's see if we can figure out how to appropriately put these in here so that we can see them. We don't necessarily need to see my house, so I'm not sure why I made that one so big. Because really, I only need to see the cutie in the corner. So maybe I ought to trim that just a wee bit. Put that one up there. And then overlap something here maybe. All right, let's fix this one. I don't know why I didn't trim that one before, but I didn't, so it's all right. I need this trimmer. And let's make this, so we can see the slide, but we don't need to see the rest of the house. There we go. And we'll go ahead and trim this. Oop, this way. Okay, so we'll go like that, I think. I think that will work. And maybe I'll try to tuck that underneath. I can't tuck it under if it's on top. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see. Sometimes it's a matter of playing with photos that you have. Tell you like their arrangement, right? So let's lift this up just a smidge. We'll slide that under. Just a little. And then this one's going to go underneath and over. Wow. All right. Oh, that worked pretty good. I am happy. Satisfied. Okay, so there's my version of the 12 by 12 CM October Virtual Crop sketch number 4. Noreen's cute sketch. I think that turned out pretty cute. I like it. Cute, cute kiddos. I want to show you someday when they're big. Maybe I'll go back and we'll flip through them all again. Thanks so much for joining me today. Wow, that was pretty quick. That went together really easily. I hope that you are doing all of these wonderful virtual crop sketches. They are fantastic and super easy, and we just need a couple of maybe embellishments. So I don't know, I might add a little bit of color with something. I don't know if I like these in particular, but I'll come up with something and take a picture for you. Okay? I think that's where I would put them, whatever embellishments I'm going to do. I would put something right about there and something up here in this corner, and that would be good. These pages don't need a whole lot of journaling other than just the date and to know, we know who it is, so we don't have to really even write that. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Take care.